You're listening to the Wife Wednesday Radio Network. Find, follow, and like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and more. You can hear us across the U.S. and around the world on Apple Podcasts, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Amazon Podcasts, Spotify, and more. Now, here are your favorite radio wives.
Hey everybody, it's Wednesday and I'm one of your wives, Sina.
And I'm Nicole.
We're back with a whole new season of the Wife Wednesday show, and you can now find us on every major podcast platform across the country.
That's right. So sit back, relax, and join us for this week's episode here on the Wife Wednesday Radio Network. All right, for starters, let's get into Fact of the Week. We have in 1483, Richard III was crowned King of England. Although he died in 1485, his body was lost until 2013. Because of that, many people considered him the greatest hide-and-seek champion of all time.
Oh my
That's
God.
why I was laughing.
Isn't this the one that they found under a parking lot
I
in
think
England?
so.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. I didn't see champion of all time.
And then in 1535, Sir and Catholic Saint Thomas More was executed for treason against King Henry VIII.
Didn't King Henry VIII kill everybody?
I think so. I think that's who it is.
Yeah.
It was either he divorced or beheaded his 8 wives.
Something.
I remember learning about them in history.
I want to say he beheaded them because you couldn't
Well,
get divorced.
there was one that was divorced, killed, or something. Divorced, killed.
Because that's when
Or not
the
divorced,
C,
beheaded, killed.
that's when the C of E started.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. And then in 1944, the Hartford Circus fire killed approximately 168 people and injured over 700 in
shit.
Hartford, Connecticut. I know, right? Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
That's why I was laughing when I was looking up the facts of the week because of the hide and seek champion.
That's what I figured. I didn't figure you'd be laughing at the 168 people killed in a fire.
Definitely not that. All right, guys, we've missed you.
Absolutely. And Dustin, if you're listening, this is the point where you put in the grab your fries, it's ketchup time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Guys, it's a whole new setup.
Are we going to talk
And
about
as
the
you
white
heard,
elephant?
and you heard in the intro, we are now Wife Wednesday Radio Network. We are not Wife Wednesday Podcast anymore.
Listen, we had a meeting with Daddy.
Yeah.
And
Things happened, man.
It was an amazing meeting.
It was.
And I loved it. And Daddy, don't you ever feel scared or insecure to bring stuff to us? Because I know you kept saying, I don't want to step on your toes.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to change y'all.
He is part of this podcast. We literally, before we started, we just sat down and recorded a bunch of our intros and outros to special things coming to you. We were it's basically like the Playboy Bunny house. Daddy is our Hugh Hefner and we are his bunnies.
Absolutely. You say jump, we say how high.
Yeah. Yep.
So I just want to say first, before we even talk about it, just how much I value.
Yep. Appreciate.
Yes.
Literally
everything.
right now he's at home waist deep in paint trying to get his house done. And he's like, I am available for you later if that's okay. And I'm like, literally take your time.
Yes. Cannot do all of this without you.
Yeah.
This whole project, this little dream that started as a thought has become so much more, not only because of you, Nicole, but with Daddy's guidance.
Oh, definitely. Literally, we've had this dream since it was literally our first year of being, it was the first drive out to Saunas that we talked about it.
Absolutely, because we were talking about doing a GoPro thing and sitting and doing live stuff in our
while
cars.
we drive. Yeah,
but
because that's when we talk.
Much better.
Much better.
So
let's talk about it. Wife Wednesday, Wife Wednesday Radio Network. So we're basically going to have an episode every week, like normal. 2 weeks are going to be basically our catch-up weeks. What we all know, you all enjoy.
That's what you come
to
here
the tea, waiting for that ketchup fart noise. We all know it. And then we're going to have some specialty episodes, shows, whatever you want to call them, for you. And I think you are just going to have to wait to hear them. I don't want to give it away because we just recorded stuff for it. And
it's still a work in progress.
It's a work in progress, but it was so fun and exciting to do.
Fun and exciting, but we were definitely cursing at
each other. We were very rude to each other. You wouldn't think we were married.
But we are.
Yes.
Legally.
Definitely legally. All right. So
bear with us as we go through these changes and we're reformatting.
Yeah. And just, I think we should tell them before we get to that section of the podcast. Your regularly scheduled portion of the podcast, Song of the Week, has been changed. This week, it's mainly Song of the Week, but
that was coincidental.
It is now going to be our hyperfixations of the week.
Because it's not always music.
No, it's not. And that's how it was before. And we just kind of labeled it still Song of the Week. But I think this will fit more of what we do. Because there was a week I didn't listen to music. So I just picked a random song that I like.
Yeah.
And I don't want it to be like that.
Yeah. I want it to be, this is what I'm focused on this week. It could be
a podcast, a book, a show, a movie, a food, a beverage. Literally anything. An activity that you're doing. Video game. Anything. Yeah. So, yeah.
So, because the bread and butter of this episode is our catch-up time, and we have a lot to catch up on.
We do.
Are we going to do our thing where we just go back and forth?
Yeah, let's just talk about whatever.
Because I see your first two things kind of correlate together in a way.
Yeah.
So, do you want to start talking about
that? All right.
And
let's talk about my last month off from recording. It was I really missed recording. Like a lot. One, it gives me time with you. And really, we didn't have a lot of time together. And when we did, it was with a bunch of people.
Correct.
It wasn't just you-me time, which is what this podcast is most of the time. And I enjoy that about it. But during that month off, I was busy being a mom. Okay, I had T-ball practices. I had T-ball games. I had my little Silas turned 2 at his dinosaur party. And it was so fun. Therese made dinosaur cookies. And we went and saw Jurassic Park Dominion.
Which was amazing.
Yes.
The dino battle at the end.
It wasn't like it was like anything like new dinosaur or anything like all the other ones have been. It was literally not a happy ending, but it was an ending to a series that I think everyone kind of needed.
Oh, agreed.
You know? And he was at the movie. Guys, imagine a 2-year-old at a movie. Everything you're probably thinking.
Do you remember when Therese was like, Silas did so good? And you were like, no, he did not.
You were obviously watching the movie and not Silas.
Literally, my favorite part. Okay, so we pretty much bought out a row.
Yeah, we did.
But 2 people bought the tickets in between us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who the fuck does that? But anyway,
definitely sat in one of the seats that were mine. Just want to say that.
Whoops. But at one point in the movie, so before the movie started, Titus came down the aisle and saw me and everything. Yeah. And then he went back down to you.
He saw you down there. He's like, Cena's down there. I'm like, I know.
And so he came down, ran down. He said hi. And I was like, hi, Titus, blah, blah, blah. We talked. And then he went back down.
Yeah.
And then later on in the middle of the movie, all of a sudden I see him like running down our ends. And no one on your side. You guys were like kind of like Lindsay was leaning forward looking at you. And Titus comes and he stops in front of me for a moment. And I'm like, are you okay, Titus? Do you need something, Titus? And he's like, yeah, I'm going to the restroom. And then he said something about Aunt Nene.
Yeah.
Which is Lindsay. And I'm like, oh, well, you should probably wait for her. And at this point, I'm like launching myself out of my seat.
Yes, I saw
I'm like
you.
sitting up.
I saw
I'm getting ready to stand because he had walked in front of me and then went out onto the stairs.
Yes, he was just,
and I was like, absolutely not. And so as I was sitting up, he turned around and went back down to Lindsay, which was fine.
We were literally like, why did you go down there? He just thought it was that way instead of the other way.
Yeah. But I was like, oh my God, nobody's getting up with him. I am not letting a 5-year-old go out of here.
Yeah.
Like alone.
Yeah. Also, side note, back to what we were talking about with new in the podcast realm for us. We moved our studio again back to where it originally was. And it's so much.
There's so much more room.
Like the feng shui is so much better.
Oh,
I think.
absolutely.
Like I'm more comfortable. We're not squeezed into your room. And
yeah.
I don't know. It just feels more.
And this room was originally painted for Wife Wednesday podcast.
It was.
So
it was.
It is painted purple.
Mm-hmm.
And like
imagine
lavender.
It. Yeah, lavender lilac-y.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, that was basically the part of being a mom that I was playing this last month. And it was good. But mommy needs her time.
Oh, absolutely. You can't pour from an empty cup.
Really, you can't. And I will preach that to the day I die.
So, I've had a lot of changes at work. I have a new manager coming in.
Yeah.
And okay, so we're short-staffed right now. Obviously, my one coworker is out due to her illness. My manager moved on to a better opportunity. You know, I'm all about people's personal growth. I'm like, girl, I support
a
you.
way better opportunity.
Way better opportunity.
Yeah.
And, you know, like I said, I support her growth. I still talk to her.
Yeah.
She and I became very close. And you're like, someone else is coming in and taking your place from another branch, which is fine.
And you've met them?
Oh,
you
yeah.
said? Okay.
Yeah. And it's fine. But today was their first day. It was a half day as our manager officially at our branch.
Okay.
I've already worked under this person before.
Okay.
Which is fine. But it's just going to take some adjustment. I don't
Yeah.
really like big change
Especially
like that.
since everyone just changed their desks.
Oh,
at work.
absolutely. And I changed my desk. And then my new manager asked me this morning which desk they should go to. And I'm like, I'm not the manager. Pick yours.
Yeah, literally. Or just take the one that is closest to your office.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the other one had.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, those kinds of changes are happening at work, but I don't think... I'm trying to keep the mindset that change is not bad. And with the new manager that's coming in, they're older. And I don't want to say... They have a different type of management style. They have different kinds of
just
knowledge.
Yeah.
I am trying to view all of this and trying to stay positive because I do love my career.
Yes.
Just that I can take all of this as a learning opportunity and become better at my job.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just going to be taking it a day at a time. And honestly, like after today, I was nervous. Even though I've worked with this person before, I was nervous going in. Mm-hmm. And then they talked to us and they're like, I'm not here to try and change things because I know that what you guys have going on works.
Yes.
And so I want to adapt with you and find the best way to run this office. And like that made me feel good. And, you know, we all get along.
Yeah.
And we were laughing all day. And it just like, it felt good to be able to connect. There wasn't any of so much of the awkwardness that I was afraid of. So that was relieving. And that's all I want to say about work because that's about it.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
One more thing. So I have to do classes all the time for work.
Yes. Oh, yeah,
I have different levels of classes. There's some that I actually get professional banking credits for.
Yes.
and I completed my second specialist certificate. And
Good
so
job.
I don't know why. I don't want to say I don't know why. I know why. It makes me feel really proud.
Yes.
Like, I feel really
You
proud
should
of
be.
myself
Yes.
for that. So there's that.
Yeah.
That's all my brag moment.
So at work for me, we learned something new. Dwelling fire apps, which is basically like rentals. Whether you're like, it could be, it's crazy. I'm not even going to go into it. I'm just learning something new, and they taught us, air quotes, taught us something like a couple months ago, and it just didn't click in my brain. Like, same with Brittany. It wasn't really training. It was an informational thing. And then they threw us into it, and I had so much anxiety about it on Thursday that I was crying. I called Brittany and my mom, Jen, on a team conference, and she was trying to like show us how to do it, and I was just crying the whole time because I had so much anxiety because I don't know how to do it, and I feel like I'm supposed to because we had that meeting. And she just suggested, she's like, don't get so upset. Like, it's not okay for you to be like this. Like, you shouldn't feel this way.
Oh, yeah.
So talk to Candy, whatever. And, which I'm going to, because there's a woman who's out for medical reasons. And I'm in charge of watching her open. I'm not going to explain what that is. Just
Okay. Yes.
It's a folder with things that are hers.
Okay.
I shouldn't say me. It's both Brittany and I. And she had 4 of these things in there that we had to try and process. And I literally left them there all week because I was stressing about them. And like, I needed help from someone. So I had to wait until someone was available to help me. Because I just literally would look at it and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. The procedures that are out here just aren't what they should be. Like, I can't follow them. Mm-hmm. So I was just crying a lot.
Yes, because then you're like, am I stupid?
Yes, literally. I'm like, why isn't it clicking in my brain? That's my problem.
Mm-hmm. Especially since you pride yourself.
Yeah, because I learn things very quickly normally. Mm-hmm. And the fact that I don't know what is happening is terrible. Because I learned this other new thing like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's not hard like people were talking about. Like, yes, it's tedious. It's not hard. It's a lot of, like, running the reports, saving the reports as such, and like this, and
tedium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, mainly right now, I'm stressing about getting ready for vacation because vacation's happening in the month of July. We're pre-recording this because vacation's happening in the month of July.
Wow, you're busy. Shocker.
Welcome to Nicole's life. And basically I need to make lists, but every time I go to make them, I'm so stressed that I can't calm my brain enough to be like, section this here and this there, blah, blah, blah. I even brought my notebook today in case I had time to do it. Like, I just keep bringing my notebook around with me for the moment that it happens that I'm ready to write out the lists.
I love that. That's so
literally,
you.
Yes.
That's so you.
Yes, it is. I literally brought it with me while we went Josh and I went shopping yesterday.
So what are the areas? What are you doing on vacation?
Oh, okay. So we're going to Hampton, Virginia. It's about like a 10-minute, 20-minute drive to Virginia Beach. But it's like a 5-minute drive to Buckaroo Beach, which is a beach catered more with kids. For kids.
And as a person with
children,
yes, that's appealing.
Yeah. So that's where we're going. We're trying it out. We've never vacationed in Virginia ever. So it's good. It's a whole new experience for all of us, basically.
So naturally, you're anxious.
Yeah. The house is really nice where we're going to be. So that's nice. It has like a little play set in the backyard. So
and you're doing this as like a big
family. It's going to be my mom, stepdad, brother, sister, brother-in-law, and then us. an all-in-one house.
That's manageable.
Yeah, it's really not that bad. Like, we've planned out our meals. We're actually going to Costco tomorrow to buy some stuff ahead of time that will travel well, basically. And then we're going to do like a Walmart pickup order when we get there.
The only way to shop Walmart.
We're going to leave on a Saturday, drive for like 4 or 5 hours, stop for the night, eat dinner, and let the boys like move.
Yeah.
Sleep, and then leave the next day and get there. So that'll be nice.
Okay, yeah.
That is how you travel with children, people. I'm telling you.
Until they get to
a certain age. Yes. Silas got to turn his seat around because he's 2. So now, when we did that, we went for a drive. Man, he was living his life.
Was he
like,
happy about it?
Look. I was like, this is my... Oh, gosh. That little boy, he got his first COVID shot the other day.
I didn't know they were approved for that.
Yeah, just recently. It's 4 months and up, or 6 months and up now. And they just approved a third one for Titus, so he'll be getting his when he gets back. Same day as Silas will get his second. But he didn't cry at all.
He didn't?
He just felt that it was happening, and he didn't cry. It was the first time he's not cried at getting a shot.
Love it.
And it made me feel great because I was by myself. It was a day that they rescheduled Titus's last T-ball game, so I was already stressed about missing part of that, and it just ended up good.
Good.
And when going shopping with Josh yesterday, we were mainly shopping for things for him, and we were by ourselves, and I think that made him feel good.
Yeah.
And which in turn made me feel good because we don't get to go shopping for Josh like ever. If we do, we're ordering stuff online like we do for me. But we went and like literally went to buy, because he's a tall man with a thick booty. Okay. So we have to go try swim trunks on. Okay, because the one year we just bought them, we didn't try them on, but they were his size, but they were more towards surfers. So like there was very little like
room.
Yeah, it was very tight,
very graphic,
very tight. And then he like got a pair of shorts and sunglasses and a like bucket hat, and
love
like,
it.
he just was enjoying like getting things for himself.
Bless. Yeah. You deserve it, Joshua.
Yeah. I got a purse and wallet out of it, so
who's the real winner? And I already felt this purse. It's amazing.
It's a good purse.
Texturally
I found it
pleasing.
last minute too, because I was really looking for a black purse.
Shocker.
We all know. But I found this, and I was like, none of the purses were like arm comfortable. But this one's like very arm comfortable.
Where'd you go?
It was just Target. We found everything at Target because we went up to Fairlawn because we were like, oh, we'll go in the mall. There's multiple choices, but we started at Target for like swim trunks, and we just ended up getting everything at Target, and then we ate at Swenson's.
Yes.
Yeah, it was great. It was the first time Josh has ever been to Swenson's.
Stop!
I know. I was like, who are you?
Listen, I didn't go to Swenson's until I was
with Andrew.
So yeah, I had never even heard of it.
It's kind of hidden in Fairlawn, so it's not like it's on the strip.
Because it's hidden like behind the Olive Garden.
Yes.
It's amazing.
It really is. Let's go back to Daddy. He was here.
Daddy.
He was here for a couple days, and it was really nice.
Over Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, we hadn't seen him since October when we filmed all of our fun stuff, like seen him in person. Obviously, we talk to him all the time. But he has been stressed with like work stuff and
getting his house flipped.
Yeah. To possibly sell it or make it an Airbnb. Who knows?
Listen, how did Shauna put it? Real estate Mongol.
Yeah.
That is what you're going to become,
yes.
Justin. And in like 10 years, you're going to be able to retire.
Yeah, basically. But
you can't hear my look.
It was
so
really
I'm giving a look.
It was just really nice having him here.
Always.
I missed him. And he was here for other reasons, but we got to like go. on like a picnic.
I'm okay talking about the reason.
Okay.
And if you're not okay, you can edit this part
yes.
out. But it was the 1-year anniversary of our friend Steven's death.
Mm-hmm.
And so we all went down to the graveside, and Nicole came with us.
Yep.
And my mom and my sister, and we just had a picnic and just wanted to be with him.
Yeah, we literally got lunch meats, cheeses and chips, and sodas, and all just sat there, poured one out for the homie.
Listen, we did.
Yes.
We poured one out for, it was my iced coffee.
Yes.
I just poured out a little for him.
Yeah.
But, not to laugh about this, but the minute we get there, I have to pee. Did you forget?
No, I was going to talk about the people first, who were so rudely parked in the
driveway. Go with that. We'll go with this. Okay.
So we get there. It's in the middle of nowhere, people, like up on a hill, okay? We drive through, and to the left where we need to go, there's another family visiting a grave, and we're like, oh, we'll see about getting through up here. Well, there was a woman up there who was mowing, and her car was over here, so we were like, just turn around because she's not going to be able to get back in her car and move. So we went back to where that family was, and we kind of turn in and just sit there and wait for this guy to like pull forward and go off of the road, which was like, great, thanks, because we kind of need to get through.
And they were right by the entrance.
Yes, they were literally blocking the full entrance to the cemetery, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So we get in, we go find our spot that we need to be in, and obviously there's more areas to like turn within.
There's all kinds of paths.
So as you know, we're sitting at the grave, we're eating, having lunch, just chit-chatting, talking, whatever, and they go to leave. Well, they obviously had to drive right to where Dustin's vehicle was parked so that he had to move it.
It was so petty.
Because it was obviously an inconvenience for them to not block the entry.
Of course. Yeah.
People, I tell you what. Then there was a woman, the woman who was mowing. She was mowing a whole cemetery with a push mower. I'm like,
so surprised she didn't have a riding mower.
Dude, yes.
Insane.
I know. I was literally like, we need to start a GoFundMe for you.
Yes.
You know? Sorry, I just saw your husband in only a towel, and I was like, what's happening?
What?
He just took a shower.
Okay.
There's a lot more distractions being down here.
Yes, there are. So I had to pee when we got there.
Yes, go ahead with that.
And there's no restrooms.
No.
And there's people everywhere. And I'm like, I really have to pee. And I'm in bib overalls.
Yeah. So Earthing gotta come
I
off.
had to take off all my clothes, squat behind Daddy's car.
Yes, I literally blocked.
Hold my pants out between my ankles so I don't piss on them.
Yes.
Peed like a racehorse. Wiped with a napkin. Yeeted it over the hill. Like
where they throw the rest of their trash.
Yeah. And I was like, at least this is biodegradable.
Literally, we looked down part of the hill and there's all these decorations from like past decorating of graves. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, it was so
like just
strange.
yeeted down this hill in this brush, and I'm like,
and I felt so guilty. I'm like, we get here, and the first thing I have to do is pee, and I'm like,
yeah.
Steven,
but then Mom did it on the way out. Living, so
yes. Well, I was like, Steven, if you're watching, I hope you're getting a kick out of this.
Yeah, literally, it was a good time. And then we came home and had a fire and had dinner and everything. And I think it was just fun because, like, my kids came over because they love coming to your house, especially for your dogs.
Oh, absolutely.
Titus and Paisley just ran around out back.
It was amazing. It was Paisley's best day ever.
Literally. She was living her life. And, of course, we've been keeping up on D&D.
Yes.
And Adric joined
and then
party.
Our friend Mike joined.
Yeah, and I think it's so nice. I think we all mesh well.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why I'm like, at first I wasn't sure about Adric joining because he's just
He's so loud.
He's so loud.
He doesn't shut up, I say with love.
Oh, yeah. But because he's not the DM, I think he's a little pulled back, which is enjoyable.
Yeah. You know
he's
what I wanted
not overtaking
to
the scene, but he's also directing it.
Oh, absolutely. And
us noobs.
What I needed were experienced players to help you guys come out of your shells a little bit.
I agree. I now basically have a boyfriend.
Yeah, you do.
He's in love with me. His character's in love with me.
Yes. I mean, he's short.
He is. He is.
But you're
4
very
foot
tall.
something, and I'm 6 foot something.
Ever had the back of your thighs kissed by a
Yeah,
man who's still
that's
standing?
literally what he said.
Okay.
But I think it just made our D&D group a little bit better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then Mike, I mean, he's only been playing as long as
But
I
he's
have.
like came in and like slaughtered these wolves, and literally he was like, 1 hit, next hit. I'm like, welcome to our team.
Yes. Thank you for being a heavy hitter.
Yes.
That's what we needed.
Literally, yes. And he heals. What is he? He's a paladin, right?
He's a paladin, so he does have some healing powers. And then Adric's a cleric bard. So
And we like on the sly learned some things about Hrothgar.
yeah.
Just a
which
little
is my
bit.
mother.
Yes.
And so yeah.
I'm just having so much fun with D&D.
I'm so glad because you're the only person I've been concerned about having fun with.
Well,
D&D.
I was not worried about having fun. It's just I have no idea what I'm doing. This is my first campaign.
Literally all I can say is D&D is hashtag I have no idea what I'm doing.
And my character's very introverted, so I don't say a lot yet. Because I'm still making judgments on my
And it's like the same with Andrew's character.
Yeah.
And it's because Andrew's still learning to play like you are. I'm very, very excited about the adventure we're going to have tonight. When we're
is it the one you made up for if I couldn't make it last week?
So now you get to be part of that and Therese doesn't.
I love it.
So I'm going to talk very briefly about... We all know I have body issues and body image issues. And, well, I finally have a YMCA membership again.
Yeah.
And swimming has always been my preferred form of exercise ever since I was a child. I swam underwater at 9 months old. Like, I'm a fish. And I'm finally able to do that again. And I'm swimming like 5 days a week right now. And
taking time for yourself.
Taking time for myself. And it has just been so mentally clarifying. And like sometimes I get in there and I'm like, oh, I have to do this. And I get through my first set, which is about 5 laps. And then my body relaxes and like I really get into it. And then once my body relaxes, my mind adjusts and I can just like think and process because I use earplugs because I don't want an ear infection. And I was prone to them. Not as much as Therese, but I was still could get them. And so I use the earplugs and it just like closes out sound and
it's almost like that brown noise on TikTok right now.
What the fuck is that?
Oh my gosh. Don't worry. After the episode.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited.
Okay. But like obviously I'm doing it because I want to be fit. I'm doing it for myself because I switched to an office job and I had gained some weight and I'm not okay with it. But the biggest reason is I haven't had my period in like 3 months.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I gained weight again, which can affect it.
You've also been very stressed.
And I have been very, very stressed. But it concerns me that I haven't been having my period. And I'm hoping like the physical activity will just like help regulate my hormones again. And I just want to feel better about myself. And I can already tell, even I've only been swimming for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But I can already tell the difference. Not only have I increased the amount of exercise I'm doing, because I started out really easy.
Yeah.
I'm double from what I started.
Nice.
And like I have a goal of where I want to get to per swimming session. But and I'm over halfway there to like, which would be a mile. Every session I want to swim is a mile, which is the equivalent of running 4 miles because swimming is such a full body exercise.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I do that 4 or 5 times a week, like That's covering my physical activity. That's taking care of myself and regulating my breathing and, like I said, my hormones and everything. So I've been concerned about that. I am taking active steps to take care of it and myself in a healthy way. Is there anything else I want to talk about?
The mosquitoes.
Okay. So I just learned. So some people are completely unaffected by mosquitoes. They have no desire for them, anything.
Yeah.
These mosquitoes look at me and they're like,
she looks
whole
juicy.
ass buffet. And I have unfortunately inherited from my mother, when I get a mosquito bite, it's not just a bite. I get a whole welt across my body. It'll be like a, I don't know, like a
it's
5
like you're
by 5
allergic
square.
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's awful. It feels like I've been shot. And fuck mosquitoes is what I'm saying.
Yes. I got one of those mosquito things. You know what I'm talking about? They look like a thermos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to try it out on the 4th of July parade. And then Barnes and Noble trip. So we were talking about book club.
Just that.
I don't want to talk about what we want to do, but we have a new idea for it, and I'm very excited for it.
So I actually went to Barnes and Noble by myself last
Oh,
Sunday.
okay.
I didn't tell you any of this.
No.
So there's other stuff with that I'll tell you off podcast.
Yeah.
But I ended up having the time and I was alone, and I'm like, you know what? It's Father's Day. My dad asked for coloring books, mandala ones.
Yes.
He does them. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go to Barnes & Noble. I'm already up here. And so I went there. And while I was there, I bought the next book in the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. I haven't started it yet. It's been sitting on my nightstand for a week because I've not.
It has to be the right moment.
Yeah, I have to be able to commit to it because I don't want to just read it.
And you can't just read a couple pages at first. You have to get into it.
Yeah. And I also just love her, and I love that series.
Yeah.
And with the mental state I was in this past week, I didn't want to read that and always have my first memory of reading it and feeling so stressed out. And I've just been busy this week.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to read that book.
Yeah.
It's sitting on, like I said, sitting on my nightstand, just waiting for me.
Yeah.
And I feel like at some point later on in this week, it's going to be like a high of 73 or something. That is the perfect evening for me to lay in the hammock and read my fucking book. So
I want to get a comfortable seating spot, something, a chair, a couch, something out on my porch. I need something that's like comfortable.
Absolutely.
Because I would love to just go sit out there. But like the things that I have are not comfortable to me to just sit and relax and read a book. Like I don't want a hammock. I want a comfortable seat. I don't know how else to put it.
You know, Aldi's had these gorgeous wicker chairs.
Yeah, I know.
With cushions.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. And Aldi's is the best.
Yeah. All right.
So, not your regularly scheduled portion of the podcast, but also...
Now it is.
Now it is.
So, my hyperfixation this week, obviously, I have 3 things, okay? I'm not going to say this week. I'm going to say hyperfixation of last month, okay? So, last month, I was obsessed with the chicken salad from Aldi. Literally wanted it every day for lunch. Like I was just enjoying having like a freshness, like because it's fresh, it's not heavy like most chicken salads are, and it was just really nice. I don't know, isn't nice. And then if you've been following us on Instagram this whole last month, we've been doing a song of the day with a theme, and you
a
had
30-day song challenge. It's been fun, and we've been getting engagement.
Oh
with it.
Yeah.
I love
Kaylee
that.
loves it. Bridget and Haven started doing it.
Yes, I saw that.
Yes.
My parents, when I'm with them, I always ask them what their songs are.
Yes. And Kaylee one day put a song on there that I love, but I've kind of been hyperfixating on it. Like I play it while I'm showering. I play it when I need to concentrate on something at work, and it's Neon Moon by Brooks and Dunn and Casey Musgraves. It's literally a bop. It's just
everything.
I could listen to it right now.
You're obsessed.
Yeah. And then I started 1883, which is a TV series prior to Yellowstone, the TV series. They're connected.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a prequel.
Yep.
Awesome.
The start of the Dutton family.
So this past month, a band that I've kind of gotten into within the last year or two.
Yeah.
And Andrew's always kind of been into them. Motionless in White.
I just saw your hyperfixations. Sorry.
They dropped a new album.
Yeah.
And so with the tornado thing that happened, right? I listened to the new song when I went out to go see Megan and help her. Mm-hmm. And it was so good. Andrew and I were both going to listen to it separately and then discuss it.
Yeah.
I listened to it on my way out there, immediately called him, and I was like, Andrew, you have to listen to this song. I was like, it's a fucking bop. It's it.
Yes.
It's great. And he was like, okay. And then he didn't. And so we listened to it together when I got home. But the song in particular is called Cyber Hex by Motionless in White. Mm-hmm. If you don't like heavy metal, you won't like it. But I recommend listening to it anyways.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm obsessed with D&D. I'm running my own campaign. So I spend a lot of time preparing these things, saving things. I have a whole Pinterest board that I've got like sectioned and divided.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. And my last hyperfixation is all because we went and saw Jurassic Park.
Yes.
The one, the only. I've spoken about him before. My Mr. Sexual Awakening, Jeff Goldblum. I don't care how old he gets.
Literally. Yes.
I don't care how old he
I
gets.
know.
Fine. So fine.
And
Sean, I don't want sass about that.
No.
I got sass about it last time
yeah.
I mentioned Jeff Goldblum. And I don't care.
Welcome back to us mentioning my Uncle Sean in every episode, by the way.
Hi, Sean.
He will be up here for Cena's birthday, so everyone's excited about that.
He's not coming for my birthday. It's supposed to be family thing.
It's for the 4th of July.
But I'm like giving a big wink to Nicole. I know he's coming up for my birthday.
Definitely. Just for you, babe. With his girlfriend.
I guess until next time.
Until next time. Keep it real, baby.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode.
This week's show was recorded by yours truly in our studio in Ohio.
Our show is edited, mixed, and published by the team at Lead Up Studios, and our executive producer is Dustin,
a.k.a. Daddy.
You've been listening to the Wife Wednesday podcast.
Until next time,
bye!
You've been listening to the Wife Wednesday Radio Network. Wife Wednesday is produced by Lead Up Studios in St. Louis, Missouri. Sound mastering and final production is handled by me, Dustin. Be sure to find, like, and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And don't forget to share the show with your friends. New episodes from the Wife Wednesday Radio Network drop every Wednesday on all major podcast platforms in the U.S. and abroad. To contact the show directly, please email us at info@wifewednesdaypod.com. Thanks for listening.